Falcons fans, welcome to another great edition of FalconZone. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. Want to welcome you guys in. Wow. Wow, what a game, huh? What a game. We thought we had this one in hand too. Then we got to overtime. And in overtime, things just don't go our way. Yeah, I'm starting with the gloom. Start with the gloom. No doom, just gloom. I promise it's gonna be positive. Um, yeah, make it overtime and make it to overtime, and then things don't go our way at all. And my goodness, we let Bryce Young relive his Alabama days, and definitely a definitely a man. As good as our defense has been, you could say, well, we only gave up 30 points. Well, bad thing is your offense scored 27. And we'll get into the offense later. But um, Bryce Young, for people who don't, let me get his actual stat line. I knew he threw for 448 yards. 448 yards by himself. By himself. Three touchdowns, zero interceptions. They did stack him 5 times, which was nice. Hey, 5 sacks for this defense. Spectacular. But you look, he threw for 448. So you're like, oh man, they must have ran all over the place too. Rico Dowdle has been lighting the world on fire ever since he left Dallas. And by the way, he was doing it in Dallas too. He just didn't keep it. They decided to stay with the ones they had for who knows what reason. That's a Dallas thing. That's a whole different weekly podcast that is not going to be on this channel anytime soon. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries for 45 yards. His longest, six. The longest Rico Dowdle ran in a straight line was 6 yards. You shut down the run. They ran for 67 total yards, technically 68. They had a -1 Bryce Young guy in the backfield. By the way, if he had one carry for -1 yard, is that considered a carry? Shouldn't it be a sack? Anyway, so you shut down the run. Um, McMillan, 8 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Xavier Leggett, 4 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. That's where your scores were. They got 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals. And that is how they beat you. I mean, at least it was better than last time these two teams played when it was Falcons Goose Egg. And 35 points for the Panthers. So they scored 5 less. Good job. You happen to score 27 more than you did last time, but you didn't win. And for people who say, "Oh, they're tanking for a good draft pick," have you seen this team play? There's no way they're tanking on purpose. It's not even front office tanking. No, they're putting in their absolute best players, and just is not adding up. I don't know. They've got such good talent, and they have these really good moments, and they don't finish. They don't finish. If this was baseball, man, they get you to the eighth or ninth inning with a 6-run lead, and you bring in the closer, and you lose 7-6. It's just they can't close. They can't close. I'm glad they're not in real estate. There'd be a lot of empty houses places. They can't close. That's it. And you can't say, oh, it's Michael Penix. He got hurt, and had he not gotten hurt, then he would. I don't think this game would have played out that much differently, whether it was Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix. Because when he got hurt, 13 for 16 for 175 yards. He's not exactly lighting the world on fire. Bijan ran for 104, but a lot of that was was after the fact because you had Kurt in. Kurt was 6 for 14. He came in cold off the bench. I have no problem with what Kirk Cousins did. Not a problem with what Kirk Cousins did. We'll get to the quarterback situation in a minute. I don't have a problem because Kirk's your starter. We're going to get into it. Kirk Cousins is your starter right now. They signed somebody at the practice field, but Easton Stick, I believe, has been promoted to the backup position on the field. I'd be willing to bet we see Easton Stick play. I'd be willing to bet we see him play. Because right now it's Kirk Cousins and it's Easton Stick. Those are your quarterbacks. I all but guarantee he's gonna see the field. What do we got? Practice squad. Kyle Trask was added to the practice squad. I'd be willing to bet we see Easton Stick somewhere in this game. And not because Cousins is going to be doing bad. It's because you're going to be at a part of the game where you go, you know what? We are 3-7. If we win out, we'll be 10-7. It's very possible. What will actually happen? No, if you win out, you'll be 8-7. You know, 8-7 gets you middle of the pack draft, not just first round. You'll be in the middle every round. I'm not saying to pack it in either. I mean, keep playing hard, but it might be time to start looking around. Who's going to be here next year? Who's playing their way onto the team? Who's playing their way off the team? You know, a lot of questions to get asked. I think it's probably the last year we see Kirk Cousins. That's why I would say I let Kirk start. Depending on how things are going, Easton Stick might come in. I might have Easton Stick and Kyle Trask start games this year because I got to bring this up. It's not gonna make you guys happy, and unfortunately, the first part of the show is just not gonna make you happy as a Falcons fan more than likely, unless you agree. This is the fourth, I believe, time that Michael Penix is going to finish the regular season of his football career on IR with a knee injury. It's 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4 easy. I think he redshirted a couple of times or he got special passes. That's why he was in college for like 5 or 6 years. Was because of the medical red shirts and the injuries and things like that he was given permission to come back and play again. I'm not saying the kid's not your next future thing. I'm just saying you better have a good backup plan. Right now your backup plan is Kirk Cousins, and he's okay. And he'll get this 3-7 team to the end. He'll get it to the end. Ship's not going to sink. He'll get you to the dock or to the shore. He might miss the dock and hit the shore. I don't know. Might hit a mountain. But you're not going to sink with Kirk Cousins. But it's time to look a little bit. Easton Stick, maybe he's your backup of the future. Maybe he's your starter of the future. I don't think so. But you got to have a better backup than Kirk Cousins next year. Like I said, I'm not saying Kirk's bad. I'm just saying you can do better. Why you sign Kyle Trask? Not just because you need another warm body or somebody to throw passes during practice. Kyle Trask started SEC games and won them. He has started games, for Buccaneers? I think that's who Trask played for. He started games. He's played in the NFL. Him and Easton Stick have both done it. You've got to have somebody in there. And maybe both of them are people that can work with Penix. You think Penix is just sitting around with his knee elevated? No, he's studying the playbook. He's in on meetings. He's still learning. Maybe he's playing Madden. That's a good way to learn the game and learn the playbook. You load the playbook in Madden, let you play Madden. That's what I would do. I put the difficulty up on like the highest, but Michael Penix done for the year. So we can debate Michael Penix all you want, but it's pretty much tabled till next year, till off season, till we know the extent of his knee surgery, because everyone is successful. We all know that. Well, we hope the best. I want him to come back better than ever. But like I said, I think it's the fourth time that he's ended a season on the IR with a knee injury. I think 3 of those 4 is the same knee. I don't think it's 2-2. Might even be 4-0. It's something you have to think about, that even as good as this young kid is, it might be Grant Hill. Anybody remember Grant Hill from the NBA? He's supposed to be the next big thing. And then an ankle injury just debilitated his career. And he went on to still be pretty good, but I mean, he was supposed to light the world on fire. Maybe you got to think. We hope it's not that for Penix, but in case it is, what if he's one knee injury away from going, you know what? I'm done. I can't play anymore. This isn't worth it. I wouldn't blame him. I don't think so. The kid seems to love football. That's fine. But you got to have a backup plan, because it's part of why I'm wearing this shirt. It's not just because I'm a fan. It's I saw you guys, and you guys go, oh, he comes on here every week, and all those other shows he wears the merch and he wears all the stuff there. I bet he doesn't even have any Falcon stuff. I do have Falcon stuff. But I tell you one thing I'm not doing. I'm not buying the new merch because I'm not buying the new plan. I want to see the plan in action, just like you guys do. I ain't buying no more merch, and I ain't buying no more of this plan until I see it executed, until I see it working. And you as fans, I know you guys are already in this boat. Most of you guys, a good majority of you guys, say 60, 70%, a good majority have said that some of you aren't getting your tickets next year. Some of you are downgrading them. Some you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to buy into this team. I know somebody with season tickets and he won't go because I don't want to go down there and be miserable. I said, you have season tickets. Do you at least try to sell them? He goes, well, I give them away or whatever. And I said, well, I mean, that's a good thing. At least somebody's using his tickets, but he has season tickets and he won't go because he's like, I don't want to go there and see this. I can be at my house and sit on my couch and be miserable. Shorter bathroom line, better snacks. But although I would argue, they got good snacks in that building right there. Man, they got good snacks. I've had a majority of the snacks there, and man, they're good. But that's part of why I'm outside the building today. I want to be inside the building. I don't think United nor the Falcons have earned the right to call that their building this year. I mean, the teams that are going to be the more successful in this building this year are going to be the high schools when they play their state finals there, and the international game when the World Cup comes in, and the other international game. Right now, both these teams, including them, have got to earn the right to say that's my stadium. Because right now, I've got as much of a claim on that as they do. But like I said, I'm not buying new merch. I'm not buying the new plan. I want to see it enacted. Show me that the plan works before I buy in on it. This is like being in a horror movie, and the genius in your group comes up with this great plan. You go, well, explain the plan. No, just follow me. No, explain the plan. Or you going by yourself. I'll take my chances. Tell me the plan. What's your plan? We're going to run straight into the monster. Sounds like a terrible plan. Sounds like a terrible plan. The plan the Falcons had a lot of promise. It still has a little bit of promise. I mean, it still could. They could turn this around and make it a solid 500 year. You could be 8-7. Hey, you're both 500. But to me, you've got to win back the fan base, because right now a lot of them are like, well, there's no baseball. We don't have a NHL team. Although different podcast, and I think that's closer than you think it is. Still can see the Gladiators, by the way, or the Macon Mayhem, or the Columbus River Dragons, or the Athens Rock Lobsters. Go see one of those. They're great. We don't know what the Hawks are going to be yet. A lot of Falcons fans are starting to turn over to the Hawks, or they're watching wrestling, or they're watching this show, which we appreciate. Appreciate all you guys being in here. But the NFL in general is not booming the way it was, because some of these fan bases are finding other things to do. This time of year, they're in pumpkin patches and hedge mazes and family gatherings, because you guys aren't buying the plan the same way I'm not buying the plan. You're not buying the merch. I'm not buying the merch. You're sending a strong message. I don't know if Raheem is the guy or not. I think he is. I think he's going to lose his offensive coordinator this year, and by lose, I think they are going to probably show him the part of the building right over here somewhere. And when he turns around, the door's going to lock, and he's not going to be able to get back in. I wish him the best, Zach Robinson. I think he tried his best, and in the given scenario, and with Penix up and down and everything, it didn't work. He's probably going to be a coordinator somewhere else down the road. But I think you're getting a new offensive coordinator. You're probably getting a couple other coaches. I don't think it's time to start over with Raheem. I'd give him at least another year. We'll see where it goes. But I mean, you're starting to get Bijan going pretty well, or you're starting to get him going again because he ain't had the best year either. Algier is he's a shell too. Um, Drake London woke up and remembered he's probably one of the top three receivers in the league, and I will argue that for a long time that he's one of the top three by far because he's putting up these numbers on a team that doesn't execute well. I mean, this is like Randy Moss on the Vikings. This is Randy Moss in Oakland. This is not really Calvin Johnson because Calvin Johnson was a one man band up there, and Drake's got Mooney and Pitts and all those other guys. But Pitts, another one. Probably once every 3 to 4 weeks, he has this standout game. And the other weeks in between, I mean, we're picking up milk cartons going, oh, there he is. They're looking for him. I think he's auditioning for 31 teams next year. I don't think he's auditioning for this one. And they didn't get a chance to move him in time to make anything on him. So I think that was the one I would have tried to move. There's a couple of them I would have. But yeah, that's sure you lost in overtime. You lost a close one. But once again, it's another one you should have won. You should have won this one. And I guess that's today's overall theme is that not buying it. Not buying the merch. We're not buying the plan until we see better results. Don't think about it. I guess the best way, do it this way. Last example, and then we're going to move on to some bright things, I promise. Your buddy buys just a little canoe. And you look and you go, man, that canoe I don't know that it's going to float. Kind of a used canoe. Is it going to float? He says, oh, of course it's going to float. He puts that on the water and he steps in it. Well, until I'm convinced that he's not headed underwater and his feet aren't wet because it's taking on water, until you prove to me that canoe can float, I'm not getting in it. And I think that's where this fan base is right now. Is they're saying, hey, Arthur Blank, hey, Raheem Morris, hey, Terrell Austin. I forgot the GM's name, but they're saying, hey, Falcons, hey, Atlanta Falcons. This is us, the fan base. The ones who buy the merch, the ones who buy the tickets, the ones who buy into the things you tell us because we believe and we want this team to do well because of what it means to the city, what it means to us. We're trying to tell you, prove that you can float, or we're not getting on that canoe. We're not. We're not. We'll watch you paddle around all day long in the lake if you want. Until you prove to us that thing floats, we'll be right here on the dock waiting on you, waving, having a good time. But that's where they are. But we're going to week 12, right? Told you guys, maybe that's the doom and gloom. That was the gloom. We're going to pick it up because the Falcons have to have a feature game against the worst team in the league. And the worst team in the league has one less loss than you. That's the New Orleans Saints. You've heard of them? Yeah, they're pretty good at disrupting seasons. Where are their 2 wins this year? They beat the Panthers 2 weeks ago, right? No, they beat the Panthers last week. No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they beat the Panthers 2 weeks ago, 17-7. Now, how can the Saints hold the Panthers to 7 points? 7 points. When the Falcons gave up 35 the first time and 30 the second time to the same team. Your defense is 3 times what the Saints are. Maybe it's a little bit of a matchup, but are you serious? Because the other Saints win, they beat the Giants. The Giants aren't that good. They want to be. They're definitely not with Scatabo now, and if Scatabo keeps bucking up to people like the Judgment Day on WWE Raw, it ain't going to go well for him. That's not the people I'm picking a fight with. In WWE, that is some of the last people I want to pick a fight with. But that's the 2 wins they have. They have gotten beaten by everybody else this year. And in fact, you are going to see them twice. Once now and once at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the calendar year. So you're the 425 Fox game. You're the feature. You're the feature. You're going to get Tom Brady talking about your game. So think about this. Tom Brady, unless they move it, Tom Brady is going to get to break down the game between Kirk D. Cousins and Spencer Rattler. Unless they put in Tyler Shaw, which I guess you could put in Tyler Shaw. I would consider it. But my goodness. Have fun, Tom. Have fun with that. But here's the thing. Like I said, so outside of they don't even have any fluky wins. They beat the Panthers, who I don't think are a great team. I think they've just won more of the coin tosses this year, the close one-score games. I think they've won more of them, where the Falcons have lost practically every one of them. So they beat a Panthers team that crushed you twice. Now, I'm going to say crushed you because it was combined 65 points to your 27. You got to cry. Let's be honest. We're real here. We're real. And they also beat a Giants team that isn't very good and is starting to figure some things out. But they beat 2 teams that aren't good, and they've lost everybody else. You should be able to beat them because you are way better than a 3-7 team. Your record is what it is. I understand that. Here you coach Parcells, but I don't think it's going to be that difficult to put up a W. I've said that a lot of other weeks. And I was really wrong. Don't think I am this time. I tell you, I think Tyler Shaw is gonna start. So whether it's him, whether it's Spencer Rattler, I don't care who they put at quarterback. You're gonna sack the quarterback 4, 5, 6 times like you did this last week. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get your run game going early. And hey, if they start to block the run, then you start to throw it to them out in the flat, and that's almost a run because you're still starting early, getting them in space. You got to get Algier running. Yeah, even if he's your goal line guy, you got to get him moving positively and just bowling people over like he does. Bijan has got to have over 100 yards. Easy. Drake London, I don't have to tell Drake London to play ball. He's going to play ball. I need to see Mooney or Pitts or even one of the running backs take over and get 50, 60 yards on the ground. In the air. We need more than one person topping 100 yards. Once again, Kyle Pitts, I don't know that you're going to be Atlanta Falcon next year. If you are, congratulations. If you're not, congratulations. I'm telling you, if you want to put on a show for the other 31 teams, or if you want to prove to this 32nd team that you want to stay here, it starts with not disappearing in games. My goodness, is this place? I understand. I know there are some corridors. Is this place such full of corridors? You like a ghost. You're just in and out of the walls. You just completely disappear. There are times I have to remind myself you play on this team, and then you wake up and you'll have 7 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. You're like, that guy. Where's that guy? You say it's play call. Maybe it is. Maybe it's Zach Robinson is not just designing a good enough game for you. Maybe that's what it is. We got to have it. We absolutely got to have it. What are we at? Wow. The Falcons are a 3-point underdog in this. That's what Vegas is saying. I think Vegas is trying to get us to spend money to pop it back the other way. They actually probably favor the Falcons in this, but you set the lines like that to kind of even up the money and the Vegas tactic. And maybe they know something we don't. Vegas knows a lot of things that I don't. I know a lot of things Vegas doesn't know. And the over under is set at 40.5. It's probably pretty accurate. We're staring at a 2017 game. Promise is probably what we're looking at. I'm gonna say take the over because I want to be positive. I want to be positive. We're gonna. I want to see the Falcons score 30 of the 45 they have, 30 to 15 or something like that. I mean, just need to just two score crush them because that's what the Saints would do if the Saints were in this position. Oh yeah, they'd go ahead and say, you know what, win number 4, put it on the board. We're crushing these people. We're taking them out. So that's what you got to do. And you're doing it in New Orleans. What a great place. Go to the other Mercedes Dome and prove why this one is superior and why you're the better Mercedes team. Sacked quarterback. Got to have more than one receiver show up. Get the running game going. There's your 3 keys. There's your 3 keys. I think we're talking about a Falcons victory. 4:25 on Sunday. Let's see. I should be home in time to watch this one, and I look forward to it. Regardless, I'm going to watch it. You guys know I watch it, but I should be able to see this one live, and I look forward to it. And I know you guys look forward to it. We got a short week next week. We'll have all kinds of stuff, all kinds of guests and stuff too. Probably not this show, but a lot of our other shows have a guest. Make sure to go to impact_media_ on YouTube and check out all of our amazing content. Everything but the hockey show. That is Board Check 99 on Instagram, on YouTube as well. But Falcons fan, I'm telling you right now, let's go 30 to 15. 15 is a weird score to get to, but I think the Saints got it in them. 30 to 16. Hey, 30 to 16. We're going to win by 14 points. But that is everything I have for this week. So thanks to all you guys for allowing me to come on each and every week and talk about the Atlanta Falcons. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. This has been another great edition of FalconZone. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses, go Falcons.